everybody can stay
3 weeks.
3 weeks. After that, they have to check if we have to ask for permission to stay longer. People can stay long, if they fit in, if they like it, they can stay as long as they want. As long as they don't, spend any trouble. How old are you?
32.
32. Right, it's the hell for you. When you come here to Isan, it is much quieter. So, and here in the monastery you can get quiet. So what we do here is, the first thing is, of course the 8 precepts, so you keep the 8 precepts, we only eat once a day, in the morning, that's enough, especially now in the heat, it is more than enough. and then the rest of the day we practice, In the afternoon, we do sweeping, and there's a little bit of panna, hot drinks or cold drinks, and a little something, medicine, and the rest of the day is our practice. We use the practice for walking meditation. You have done walking meditation before?
Yeah, I've stayed in another temple. Ajahn Chah has a temple set up in England.
Yeah, but we do. When we do walking meditation, the important thing is, I don't think they teach it there, but maybe nowadays they do. When we get at the point, at the starting point, we look towards the end point, and then we determine just this one path, I will be with the Buddha or with the breath. And then we walk normally, we don't walk slowly, because when we walk slowly, the mind instantly goes off. So we walk normally, or we can even walk faster. So when we come to the end point, we turn around and then we look, have we been with the Buddha or with the breath all the time? And then we make a new determination. We look at the start point and say, okay, just this one path I want to stay. And every time you turn around, you do this. And it is very effective, because you can become much easier into calm. When you sit, the mind goes off and you don't even know where it goes. Maybe after half an hour you realize that the mind has gone out and thinking, and then you return back. Especially if it is hot, it is more difficult. And in our practice, when we sit comfortable, and then we don't even worry about our posture. We worry about the mind, that we know the breath is going in, the breath is going out, or when we stay with the Buddha, that the Buddha is there or not there. When the Buddha is not there, we bring it back. When the breath, when the mind goes out, we bring it either back to the breath or we bring it back to the Buddha. And we do that until the mind, there's no more thoughts and no more memories coming up. And that's, and then we dive into samadhi, upachara samadhi, where everything is quiet, where there is no past, where there is no future, where there is no worries, because the worries and the fear, anxiety comes all from thoughts and memories. So if there are no memories and no thoughts, you feel happy. Or you feel calm, or you feel peaceful. That depends on the characteristic of each person. So we do that, until we can stay there, until we can stay in samadhi, for a certain amount of time, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, without the mind going out. Then after that we can do some investigation, and we do investigation of the body, because that's what we are attached to. When you remember, you were born, what did you do? You learn to walk, then you learn to talk, then you learn to to write and to read and to think, and it took you 18 years until you could manage this body, And now you work, until you can't work anymore, until you get retired, and then you wait for death to come, That is the human life, But we can use the human life, for our what is it? We can use the human life to our advantage. And that the advantage is to find a way out. Yeah? Because after death we are born again. Yeah? And then we die again, and then we are born again. It is a cycle of birth and death. Yeah? Or, like I say, it is a roller coaster. Once we go up, and then we go down. Once we go up, and then we go up again. And I mean, you probably have ridden a roller coaster, yeah? Yeah? When it goes down, we are cheering. When it goes up, we can't wait to go up. Yeah? So, and that's the same thing. Yeah? We go up, sometimes we go up in the heaven, and then we go down to hell, or and then we come back to human realm, or we go up again and go down again, whatever it is. Yeah? And there's no end to it. Yeah? That's why it's called samsara. Yeah? The endless cycle of birth and death. But the Lord Buddha gave us, and he said, the human life is the perfect place to practice, yeah, to find a way out, yeah. Or, sometimes I call it also hamster wheel, to open the door and get out of the hamster wheel. Because, when you look at your life, you see we are running, doing things, it's running, but not actually going anywhere if somebody looks from the side, yeah. When you look at a hamster, he doesn't go anywhere. He's always running, but doesn't go anywhere. That is us, in samsara. Yeah? But the Lord Buddha showed us the door so that we can get out. Yeah? And the door is Sila, Samadhi, Panya. Yeah? The fourth noble truth. And the first noble truth, it is important to understand Dukkha. Yeah? What is Dukkha? In the West it is translated as suffering. No. Dukkha is not only suffering. Yeah? Dukkha is dis-ease, restlessness, pain, suffering, but also, discomfort, yeah? And we know a lot of discomfort, especially here in the heat, we know discomfort, yeah? It's dukkha, yeah? When we think about our daily life, we wake up in the morning, we don't want to get up, so we already have dukkha, yeah? Then we want to eat, then we get hungry, we want to eat something dukkha, we want to drink something dukkha, we need to go to the toilet, dukkha, we are so tired, we want to go to sleep, dukkha, yeah? And that is just the dukkha of the body, yeah? And we are so attached to the body that we can't let it go. Just like people, in Germany or probably also in Britain, are so attached to their car when their car, breaks down and cannot be repaired, they buy a new car. Yeah? They can't get enough of it. Yeah? They can't look through it. Yeah? Just like we can't look through the dukkha of this body, yeah? how much dukkha it brings. And then we think about the dukkha of the heart. Yeah? We don't like this, we don't like that, we want this and we want that. That is the second noble truth, tanha, or the desire. Wanting to be, wanting to have, not wanting to be, not wanting to have. Yeah? That creates the dukkha of the heart. So when we look at our life, we have so much dukkha in our life, yeah? But people don't realize it, and especially now in your generation, you all are brought up with a smartphone. How can you see the dukkha if you constantly look what is going on? Yeah? You're constantly distracted from the dukkha. Yeah? So if you don't have a smartphone, then you suddenly see, this is discomfort, that is discomfort. But nowadays people don't even see it. They just look at TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is, or play games on their smartphone. Yeah? So distract themselves. They kill the time, until it is time to die. Yeah? And not only young people, nowadays even older people are attached to these smartphones. Yeah, you see them, old grannies, playing with their phone. Huh? It is such a distraction, that people earnestly who are interested in practice cannot practice anymore, because it also reduces our attention span. Yeah? The more we use the smartphone, it reduces the attention span. And we need this attention span when we start to practice. And you will notice it, yeah? The attention span is very short, especially when you come from Bangkok, and you played with your phone, the mind instantly goes out, yeah? So you have to bring it back and bring it back until it really is calm. Yeah? And then you see the value of meditation. Yeah? That is just a preliminary value. Yeah? as I said, once you can stay there, then we look at the body, yeah, and then we try to separate the body from the chitta or from the heart, yeah, because when you look, when you look at the five khandhas, the five groups that make us, yeah, or make me, mine, or whatever it is the rupa, it is the body, it is feeling, bodily feeling, mental feeling, it is thought, thought formations, and it is memory and association, and it is consciousness. There is no chitta in these five khandhas. The chitta uses the five khandhas to do whatever it wants to. Just like we have a toolbox at home, yeah? We can repair this, or we can do this, or we can make this, yeah? Yeah? So the kilesas or the Dhamma can use the five khandhas, to do some valuable things, or some, just waste your time. Yeah? And this is why we have to separate the body out, yeah? We have to see it very clearly. The body is the body, we are born in the body, we die in the body, yeah? But we are not the body. Yeah? That is a very important understanding, yeah? That we need, if you really want to open the door to the stream and enter the stream. Yeah? This is of absolutely important, yeah? To understand the chitta and the body are two different things. Yeah? Just like, we are, as I said, we are born in the body, we die in the body, and we think we are the body. Just like when you are born in a car and die in a car and never get out of the car, you have to assume that you are the car. There's no other way, huh? You drive the car, when you you drive it to left or right or forward or backward, but if you rest, if you fall asleep, in the car doesn't go anywhere. Huh? So is it with the body. If the body goes into samadhi, the body doesn't move. Right? This is a sure sign that we are in samadhi. The body doesn't move. Right? Okay, understood? Do you have any questions? How did you find this place?
I think I just searched online.
Online, search online.
Yeah.
Okay. So any questions from anyone? They know it well. Okay, so then practice. Yeah. Michi? Is it better now?
Ja.
Okay.
Das sagst du jetzt.
Was?
Das sagst du jetzt.
Ich habe
Das sagst du jetzt.
Das sage ich jetzt.
Ja, das sagst du vielleicht nicht mehr hinterher, wenn du weißt, was ich mache. Um es besser zu
She
machen.
thought that was a statement. You said, is it better? And she thought that was a statement instead of a question.
No, it's a question. To deal with Raga Tanha. Is it better now?
Es ist besser, aber ich weiß auch nicht, ob es ein Strohfeuer ist oder ob es vielleicht schlimmer macht.
Lass es zu.
Okay.
Ja? Und schau einfach nur, was passiert. Und dazu brauchst du natürlich Samadhi. Ja? Wenn du kein Samadhi hast, dann ist es schwierig. Ne? Da musst du was machen, ne? Da musst du auf den Chong rumgehen und dann wirklich die Energie raushauen. Ne? Okay? Yeah, at the moment I really, this is completely closed. I have to go and get my...
Wirklich, wie machen die Bhikkhus das?
Genauso.
Wenn ich ein Bhikkhu wäre, ich würde mich noch schlechter fühlen.
Warum?
Ich würde, weil ich aus meinem Center die Seefas ja kaum rauskommen würde.
Versuch das mal zu lassen. Ne? Es gibt eine Möglichkeit, das zu lassen. Ne? Aber es ist, ja, okay, dann schauen wir. Nein, die Bhikkhus machen es, indem sie einer Superbild da hoch tun.
Ja, aber das macht es ja schlimmer, weil im Prinzip ist es,
Es kommt immer drauf an, auf die Charakteristik der verschiedenen Personen.
Mein Geist ist, im
Ja.
Prinzip ist ja so ein Asuka-Bild, eine Art, wenn du dir das da reingehst, ist es ja im Prinzip so eine Art Trauma, das du hier reinholen kannst. Und mein Geist reagiert dann, indem er in die Sinnlichkeit flüchtet.
Indem er was?
In die Sinnlichkeit flüchtet, so wie andere Leute Alkohol trinken, auf YouTube gehen, wenn sie irgendeine Art Stress haben, und mein Geist geht dann in diese Sexualität rein, und deswegen sind diese Asuka-Sachen, machen es noch schlimmer.
Noch schlimmer?
Ja.
Du willst doch nicht mit einer stinkenden Wasserleiche Sex haben, oder?
Nein, aber der Geist, es ist im Prinzip, du könntest ja auch sagen, die meisten Frauen wollen nicht vergewaltigt werden, aber Frauen, die vergewaltigt werden, deren Sexualität ändert sich auf unterschiedliche Art und Weise, je nach Charakter. Manche wollen gar nicht mehr und manche verbauen diese Vergewaltigung in ihren sexuellen Fantasien, dass sie vergewaltigt werden wollen, als Traumaüberwindung. Mein Geist verbaut es und er will davon weg.
Klar, wenn er das verbaut, dann kannst du es wieder zurückbauen. Weißt du, das Gegenteil machen. Wenn er etwas verbaut, ne, dann kannst du das auflösen wieder. Und da musst du schauen, wie du es auflösen kannst. Ja? Du musst, wenn du siehst, dass es kommt, was bringt mir das? Ja? Dann schaust du die Langeweile an. Ne? Das ist ja das, wann es hochkommt. Wenn es dir langweilig wird, dann geh doch mal in die Langeweile rein und schau an und untersuch die. Oder was vor diesen Dingen kommt, vor dieser Sekte, habe ich dir das letzte Mal gesagt, das genau anschauen und da reingehen und schauen, was ist das? Ne? Weil das bringt ja diese Dinge dann hoch. Weil wenn du zufrieden bist, dann kommt das auch nicht hoch. Verstehst? Versuch. Ne? Schau dir die Dinge, in dem Moment, wo es hochkommt, schau sie an, was kam davor. Vielleicht war was sehr Interessantes und dann gehst du wieder zurück und dann gehst du das Interessante in die Thematik. Ne? Und dann musst du halt mal ein bisschen kämpfen. Ne?
Ich versuche es jetzt einfach erstmal mehr in die Realität zurückzubringen.
Ist auch okay, ja? Aber der Samadhi ist ganz wichtig. Ja? Alles klar? Oh, okay.
How does good merit help a person to be Sotapanna in this life?
What? What?
How does good merit help a person to be, maybe to become Sotapanna in this life?
Of course, merit always helps. Yeah, I mean, it's a strange question, you know. I mean, it depends on how much merit you have and how much practice you have. I mean, if you haven't practiced, you know, in our previous life, or if you haven't practiced enough, I mean, it is very difficult to get a soul. I mean, if you only you know went to middle school, you know, or to primary school, you know, and then you want to go to university, I mean, it is difficult. You will not be able to make it, yeah. So, and you know, when I talk about the path of practice, you know, over lifetimes, you know, I mean, how long does it take, you know, to become an arahant? You know, I mean, it takes years of training, yeah. One time, you know, we I mean, first of all, you know, we get, you know, just like in kindergarten, you know, we listen to the Buddha, to the stories of the Buddhas, you know, and then we get inside it, you know, and we do that for many lifetimes, you know, until we get it, you know, until we understand it. And then we look at, you know, more, you know, and then we slowly get into practice, you know, and then for lifetimes on we practice and practice and practice. I mean, that is merit. Of course it is merit, And if you have enough merit, then in this life, if you put a lot of effort in our practice, then you can make it to a Sotapan. Yeah? But when you look at the times of the Lord Buddha, the people, who came to see the Lord Buddha, had all this merit and all this practice, of eons of lifetimes, where they just could, listen to and understand, Anakondana, you just listen to her talk and then you got enlightened. The others, still had to practice for a few years, to get enlightened. So it depends on, it depends on what you have done in your previous life, yeah? But of course, yeah, this is merit, this is the merit of practice, yeah? If you have enough, you might be able, but if you just the merit alone doesn't get you to Sotapanna if you don't do the right kind of practice. Yes.
Having read about poverty and the high cost of living in this world, may I know how a poor person can obtain the merit to be born as a human being in the next life if he or she has no financial wealth to be donated as dana?
She can give her time, yeah? Even giving a handful of rice, or half a slice of bread, that is much more than a rich person, giving $1,000, yeah. It is not the amount that you give; it is the things that you have and you are willing to give, yeah. So there's no problem, even a poor person, can become, rich in the next life, yeah. If he gives his time, if he gives his help, if he serves other people, and gives the little things that he has, yeah.
Can a poor person be born as a human being in the next life by just observing the 5 precepts without doing dana?
Yes, but he will be poor. And that is not fun, if you ask this question and it's a poor person, then look at this life, you have to scratch everything together, just to make a livelihood. Yeah? So, yes, of course, if somebody keeps the 5 precepts, that is the passport, to come back, as a human being. There's no question about it, no matter if you make dana or not dana. Yeah? It has nothing to do with the human life. Yeah? When I talk about dana, respect and gratitude, it is the way to heaven. So, yeah.
I read that if a person's merit is used up in this life, for example by living self-indulgent, extravagant lifestyle, he or she will be born as a hungry ghost in the next life. Is it true?
That depends on. A hungry ghost, if you are a hungry ghost, that means, you don't keep all the 5 precepts. If that, if a person, is just, squandering its wealth, but, as long as he keeps the 5 precepts, but most of them, of course, don't do it, yeah, then he will become back as a human being. A hungry ghost is somebody, who is envy of other people's, possession and wants to take them, yeah. These kind of people, who steal from others, who are envious of others, they are very likely, yeah, to be born as a hungry ghost. What is so difficult to understand about it? You ever seen a hungry ghost, yeah? A small mouth and a big belly, yeah? He never can be satisfied. And when you look at people, it's the same thing. There are people, who have millions of dollars but cannot be satisfied. They want more and more and more and more. And they break, the precepts, yeah? There's hardly any rich person who doesn't break the precepts. So they might become, first of all they might go to hell and then become hungry ghosts, and then, then sooner or later they become ghosts and then they move again. Yeah? And then they have to face the consequences of their action in the human life. Wow. It's so terrible when you think about it, it's so disheartening when you look at the world, the people think, it's just one life, they don't know what they're doing. Especially when you look, what is happening in Gaza, they starve the people to death. But we had it all centuries. So, Was the last or was there another one?
There was another one. What conditions have to be met for the departed ones to receive the transfer merit after the puja?
Huh? What? What is the question?
What conditions have to be met for the departed, for deceased ones to receive the merit?
Oh.
If he does puja.
I mean, they must at least be in the ghost realm. Yeah? And everything above the ghost realm they can receive. And so if they are devas, heavenly beings, they can receive it instantly. If they are human beings, they will receive it, yeah. But it starts in the ghost realm, not in the hungry ghost realm, but in the ghost realm. Okay? Yeah. So then, let's end.